So first, the sanction is not against Bangladesh.
No.
That's
it's
wrong.
there.
I want to make sure that you're clear. It's not sanctions against Bangladesh. We are still working with the government and the people of Bangladesh. So it's not a sanctions against Bangladesh. It's Rob. And we're looking into the scenario. Just as I have, I'm going to be honest, just as I'm having you today, I had another meeting with another group of individuals who's from Bangladesh, who asked me to do the opposite.
Exactly.
So what I need to do was one reason why I need to go myself, so I can make my own judgments in that regard, because you both come from my district. Now, I call it out in the United States. There's human rights violations in the United States. And when it is, we try to call it out. So there has been times, for example, where the police departments in the United States, in order to stop them, have gone overboard. And we reach out and say that we want to do something about not all police, but those that abuse their power in the name of trying to keep society good. And it violates the rights of others. So that's the position that I take worldwide. And sometimes I find that it's true, and sometimes I find that it's not. And then I come back and give you the benefit of the judgments that I can make from the people that I've engaged with and talked to and the officials, and get a feel of what's taking place. I can go from country to country, particularly in certain regions. I remember before I was chair of the committee, going to Egypt and talking to then President Mubarak. And Mubarak was telling me that he needed this special group to go after what he called the terrorists in Egypt, that it would throw the government down. And then I found out from the UN and a multitude of others, etc., that what was being happening wasn't just going after the Brotherhood, but it was really abusing the powers that he had. So much so that later, even the people of Egypt arrested him when he was no longer president. We have the problem right here in the United States right now with our former president, who believes that the individuals that attacked the Capitol on January 6th were good people. Said he just recently said he might want to pardon them if he became the president on them again. Clearly, I have a different opinion on that. But just as what we're doing there in Washington, D.C., we have what we call the January 6th Commission that's doing the investigation and obtaining evidence so that it can come up with the judgment and information as to who those folks were and what they did. Likewise, with Bangladesh. I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to other folks. We just have an ambassador finally appointed to go to Bangladesh.
Yes.
And when the ambassador arrives in Bangladesh, now I have a partner that I can work with to talk and discuss what's the situation with RAB and make recommendations. It's still the president's choice as to what the president should or should not do. So the commitment that I make to you is that I will work with the U.S. ambassador once he hits the ground. I'll make sure that during this period, sometime this year, I got to see what the congressional calendar makes itself, that I will visit. That I'll keep in contact with you and listening to you and your concerns. That I'll take those concerns with me when I'm speaking to individuals on either side. Because as I told the individuals who has a different viewpoint of most folks in this room, I told them of your viewpoint. And I told them that I'm not just gonna say sanction even more people as they want it. That I'm gonna listen to both sides. That I'm gonna wait till the ambassador gets put on the ground. And I'm gonna go to the State Department and the people that work in the State Department who are on the ground. And I'm gonna get their thoughts and opinions and evaluate what they're doing. And I'm gonna go to my subcommittee chairman who takes care of Asia and the Pacific. And we'll do hearings. And we'll gather evidence. And we'll listen to people. And then we'll make recommendations as members of Congress to the President of the United States what should or should not happen. Because that's the only way that I know how to do things. That's the appropriate way to do things. That's the way I do things abroad and at home. I don't try to change the posture. And so that much I can commit to you. We have these things that's going on all over the world. In other places in the Horn of Africa with Ethiopia, where there's a brittle fight that's going on there. The Eritreans involved. There used to be the fight between the Ethiopians and the Eritreans. Now it's a different fight, the TLP and the Ethiopians, internal fight. One says one of the terrorists, the other one says the other one is. And we're trying to make sure that we stay balanced, because that's the position that I have to take. But then once I make a judgment based upon that evidence, then we send out reports. So I'll make that commitment to you.
Thank you.
I want to give Mr. Congressman, I'm one of your constituent, just a moment. The constituent, most of us are your constituents here. We feel proud of working with you. We heard from